with us for day one of our first time ever in Paris. We got to LAX a little bit early, so we grabbed a drink and then they gave us champagne when we got on the plane. These fortunes have to be planted, right? It was an 11-hour flight on French B, and their food was actually really decent. We grabbed a taxi to our hotel, and there was so much really cool graffiti. We could see Basilica Sacré-Cœur from our hotel balcony. We decided to walk up there. It was a beautiful Sunday afternoon, so there were lots of people hanging out. Look at this little dog. It was really beautiful and serene inside. You can also buy a ticket to walk the 292 steps up to the top, where there is a beautiful view of the city. After that, we walked back down through Montmartre and had dinner at a little cafe. It was so delicious. Then we finished the night with ratatouille in the room. Come along with us for our second day in Paris. This was our first full day. We took an Uber to the Trocadero to do some couples photos in front of the Eiffel Tower. And then the best part of the whole trip is when Steven proposed. It was the most perfect moment. Then we walked down the street to get some pastries at Merci Jerome and took photos in front of the Arc de Triomphe. We had some champagne in the room, and then we grabbed pizza around the corner at Popine. On the metro, we were serenaded by an accordion player, and then we got caught in the rain outside the Louvre. We finally got inside, and the crowds were insane. I would skip this one, honestly. We had some celebratory McDo and saw this art down the street from our hotel, which was better than the Louvre. Then we got back on the metro and went down to see the Eiffel Tower at night. It was really beautiful, and there were people just hanging out and having picnics, and we ended the night with Greek food. Come along with us for day 3 of our Paris trip. We woke up to the most beautiful sunrise, and then we hopped on the train to Disneyland. Disneyland Paris is really similar to the Disneyland in Anaheim, which is the one closest to us. We got a hot dog at Casey's, caught the parade right when we walked in, and then I wanted to go see the castle. But first things first, Steven's favorite ride, the Haunted Mansion, and lunch at Captain Jack's, which is basically their version of the Blue Bayou. Why was my lunch looking at me though? No, thank you. Then we rode Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was all dubbed in French, which was wild. I don't know why I didn't expect that. It's a Small World was also in French for the whole time, which was really cool. Also, the American ones were so funny to me. I don't know why. It was raining the entire day, but I think they're pretty prepared for that. It didn't shut down any rides or anything. Next, we rode Indiana Jones, and then we walked over to Disney Studios. We finally broke down and bought ponchos, which that's when it stopped raining, thanks. Avengers was also funny because the characters were half in French, half in English. Ratatouille is my comfort movie, so it was fun to do the whole Ratatouille area over here, and the ride was so cute. And we didn't go in Toy Story Land, but we walked by. It looked super cute. We went to Cars Land, and we thought it was going to be like the one here, but it's just like a parking lot tram, and you drive around. Then we got some candy. We rode Big Thunder Railroad and tried not to fall asleep on the train home. Bye! Come along with us for day 4 of our Paris trip. We had lunch at Indiana Cafe, and then we grabbed a couple essentials from Monoprix, and we went down to the catacombs. We did the official tour where you go down a bunch of steps and you walk around through all the tunnels. It was a lot less spooky than I thought it would be, but it's still pretty spooky. The piles of bones go on forever and ever, and they teach you about why they're there, how they got there, all of that good stuff. It's really interesting. It was raining while we were there, so there was water dripping from the ceiling. I don't know. After that, we walked around a whole bunch. We looked at some of the stuff they were setting up for the Olympics. This was pretty cool. We walked around to a few different landmarks and just kind of checked everything out and took a bunch of pictures. And our catacomb tour tickets came with boat tour tickets, so we ran down to the little dock in the rain. It was also a nightclub. I don't know. But the tour was really cool. You just kind of cruise down the Seine, and they point out all of the different landmarks and stuff. Personally, I thought this was a really good way to see the city because they show you a lot of things that you wouldn't necessarily want to get out and take pictures with, but it's cool to see and kind of orient yourself to know where you are. But it was not really fun to do in the rain. After that, we went to dinner near our hotel, and I had the best pasta of my life. I will be thinking about it forever. Then that night, we went to Moulin Rouge, but you can't film inside, so you're going to have to go see that one for yourself. After we got back to the hotel, Steven acted like the Godfather for a little bit, and I watched French Cops. Good night. Come along with us for our last full day in Paris. Today was the day of going to the top of everything. First, we took the metro to the wrong stop and had to walk all the way past the Eiffel Tower to the tour company to get our tickets, and then they took us back. This is the sped up version of going all the way to the very, very top of the Eiffel Tower. The view was incredible. You have to get a special ticket to go all the way to the top, so make sure you do. And here's where we got engaged. Oh my God. But the day we went, it was so windy and rainy up at the top. We did get champagne, had to. Here you can see kind of more of the stuff they're setting up for the Olympics, and here you can see the rain. It's pretty crowded, so just keep an eye out. And then here is like the real time, like this is how fast or how slow, I guess, it actually goes to get up and down. Next, we went to Musée d'Orsay, which I would definitely recommend over the Louvre. There were a lot more artworks that I was interested in here, a lot of things that I thought were just more impressive. The crowd was so much better here. Then it was time for a snack. We got a crepe from a street vendor, and it was so good. We went up to Arc de Triomphe, and we got to go all the way up to the top. This one also had a super long line. We had tickets reserved in advance, but you still have to wait. But I think we went at the perfect time. It had just stopped raining, and there was this beautiful rainbow, double rainbow even, that came out. It was just the most beautiful view of Paris. Then we checked out the Eternal Flame down at the bottom, and we ended our night with dinner at the Saint Regis in Montmartre. And that was it for our whole trip. Bye, Paris.